Hey everybody, Lord Magicus, and we're going to play more Mono Blue Devotion and Pioneer. So, I'm not going to change much from our last list. I think we were actually pretty close to like having what we wanted to play. I just tweaked the sideboard a little bit for today, and actually we're going to test out Hypnotic Sprite again. I think that this card is probably good against a lot of the metagame at the moment. So this is like a better. I think this is a little bit better in certain matchups, like the Underworld Breach one. Being able to counter Breach is pretty good. I don't know if it. I think it's probably better than the Tidebinder Mage versus the Mono White Devotion. You can counter like the Heliod with it, which is an important. There's a lot of important stuff actually in that deck it counters. And I can counter like Thassa's Oracle, even just like opposing counter spells maybe. I don't know. I mean, I don't know. It's also a 2/1 flyer for 2, so it fits in the curve nicely, but it gives us extra interaction in the main deck. So it's really good when we have Leyline of Anticipation as well, because then you can flash it in as a 2/1 if you don't need to counter stuff. But I'm interested in trying to play more interactive cards. And the other thing that's important is it can counter Lurrus, and I really want to have more ways to deal with Lurrus in my main deck. So I'm curious just to try it. I don't know. It's possible that Tidebinder might be a little bit better, but for now we're gonna play this and see how it does. Sideboard, I'm just gonna play the full set of Annuls and Mystical Disputes. Hopefully, between Dispute, Annul, the Sprite, and our Wizard Retort in the main deck, that'll cover us in counter magic. There might be a few little holes that we're not covered in that, but hopefully that should hit like the majority of them. So, and also I'm going to put a few copies of Grafdigger's Cage in the sideboard, because we might want to bring this in against the SRAM deck to keep them from recasting stuff with Lurrus. I really don't want their creatures getting protection off of that one thing every single turn. It's going to make it hard to like use our Sidisi's Faithful and Brazen Borrower to try to control them. So at least if we can play the Cage, then we can turn off their graveyard with Lurrus, and then that way, like, it just becomes a 3/2 with lifelink, and we can deal with that. So that's my hope with this. And this also is good against the Breach deck if we go up against that too. So other than that, I'm not going to change anything. So we're just going to take this back and run it again. I think the Ballista is still worth playing more with. So it actually did something the last time that we played Pioneer. Yep, that is the one. Let's go. So if you don't mind, like and comment and subscribe in this video. I always appreciate the feedback. I don't care if it's good or bad. I just want to hear whatever you have to say. That means a lot to me, and I read everything, because that's the only reason I do this. I want to know that you guys are being entertained by this. So tell me if I'm succeeding at that or not. I still have my super secret project in the works, but yeah, COVID has made it kind of hard to get things rolling quickly on it, but it's coming soon. Yeah, we have a ban announcement on Monday that's going to be fun. Legacy, Vintage, and Brawl. No Modern or Pioneer, so that's either very good news or it's very bad news. It could be good news if it means they're going to change the way the companion mechanic works across all formats. That would be good news, because then maybe Pioneer and Modern can survive without bans. But I'm kind of concerned that that's not what's going to happen, and instead Modern and Pioneer are going to suffer for a while. So I guess we're going to find out. Alright. We're going to have to keep playing Yorion and Pioneer until then, so. Alright, cool. We are on the play. Yeah, let's not forget to click it this time, because that really screwed us up last time we were playing in Modern. This hand seems fine, right? We have 2 lands. We can get Trickster out, and then, you know, we have Wizard Retort. These sprites are also okay. I think we'll keep this. Opponent did not reveal a companion, so maybe that means counter magic is going to be good. Because generally, if you're not playing a companion, that has to be because you're doing something real. Oh, wait. No, that's my companion. Okay. Yeah, if you're not playing a companion, that's got to be a sign that you're doing something unfair. That's really kind of how this boils down now. Like, if you want to play a fair grindy deck, you pretty much need a companion. And if you don't want to play fair and grindy, then you have to play something that's unfair in order to actually keep up with everything. I guess here, Castle Vantress is fine. I think we're going to flash in Trickster on their turn, for sure. So, I don't know, maybe this is Sultai Delirium. Could this be, this might be Breach deck? I think they play these lands. So what are we seeing here? Yeah, this looks like Breach, and if that's Breach, then these counter spells are going to be great. Right? Yeah, because they're a team or a colored deck, so. We're going to flash in Trickster, and then we have counter spells up for basically forever until this carries us through. It's weird, like, I don't know, I guess that's fine. That's not bad either. I don't really want to... So here's the thing, we have some options. If I play Gadwick right now, I don't really get to draw cards, but it puts a better clock on them. Right now they're on 9 turns. If I play Gadwick, that's going to speed it up by a lot. But I'm not going to have a counter spell up. And if they're combo, they're pretty far away from it right now. So you know what? Maybe we should just play patient. We try to use at least one of these sprites first, because if I can use a sprite and then draw a land, I can play a sprite and still hold up Wizard Retort. That would probably be okay. So I guess if they cast like Sylvan Scrying, I want to counter that with Hypnotic Sprite. Strategic planning. I think I want to do this right now. Let's not let them put more cards in their graveyard. That should slow them by a fair bit. I don't want to hold up counter spells forever when we have like a ton of them in our hand. Yeah, Sheltered Thicket, that's fine. Damn it. Alright, so I guess... attack. I guess we're just passing again. I really needed to draw a land that turn. That would have been great. Ballista's not really helpful in this matchup for the most part. But... and they know something has to be up because I didn't play the sprite from Exile, so they gotta be careful about what they play. So, like, again, I want to counter, like, Sylvan Scrying, probably. Ooh, that's not good. The hell? Oh, is this going to be granted? I guess I probably want to counter that. You know what? I'm gonna let them do it. They already played a land this turn. Thought distortion. Oh, well, that's a mistake. Well, then we need to, like... Shit. Yeah, I don't have a good... I should not have let them do that. Non-creature, non-land cards. Well, only one of them is actually not a creature, so this Hypnotic Sprite is still actually pretty good. So let's say I have 6 cards in hand. It's possible they might have enough to go off here. I guess I'm gonna have to... I'm just gonna let them Thought Distortion me, because if I tap out, they're not gonna cast Thought Distortion. They'll just probably try to win the game. But I think I have to burn this Wizard's Retort on pretty much anything right now. Yeah. So, like, this isn't actually going to exile any cards from my hand. But it still means we can't really play anything. I don't know, it's getting rough now because this clock is probably not fast enough. Like, we needed to draw lands early and we just keep drawing, like, garbage, so... They have a Lotus Field, and enters tapped. Yeah. I think the right thing for them to do is play Fae of Wishes if they have it, right? Yeah, well they do. They can just play this card. Yeah. All right. So, here's the problem. This is not going to win the game, and I don't think that holding this up is really going to do much. I'm going to play Caliph this turn and hope that we're not going to die. Because this is something that can at least get through the Fae of Wishes. Yeah, the problem is, like, we really, really needed to draw more lands. And didn't. So, like, they are in a position where they could theoretically just win the game this turn. Like, I wanted to counter that Granted, but I guess maybe I should have used the Retort in that. The problem is, like, because we only had 3 lands, if we cast the Retort on that, we can basically never play a creature without tapping out again. So... But I guess the Thought Distortion was just going to eat it anyway, so... Really? Are you doing this already? Are you just... Okay, so like... Okay, you have Hidden Strings, okay. We're gonna let them burn their clock down. Fuck them. You're gonna play... Yeah, like, so that we have... Yeah, we have the Grafdigger's Cages in the sideboard for this, so... We saw, like, last time, you know, it takes them an incredible amount of time to actually win, so it's gonna burn a lot of time off their clock to go for this. Yeah. I don't know, it was rough. I guess the thing is, if we drew another land, we could have played this Sprite and still held up a counterspell, and then even playing like a Ballista on 1 like would be fine, because then we can start ticking it up every turn as they don't play anything. It's hard to know based on like what I don't know what they had in their hand. Like at any point, if we tapped out, like it's entirely possible that they go for like scrying, and then we're kind of in some shit. So whatever, that's fine. We're gonna just watch them do their thing. So I should have like another game or something I'm playing while we're doing this. But yeah, no, you want to play like these dumb combo decks, then you can have fun with your deck. You know, entertain the audience for us. So. But I mean, definitely like there is reason to let them burn their clock out, because if they win game 1 and we win game 2, they may end up not having enough time in game 3 to actually win. So that's entirely a thing. These ballistas are yeah, I feel like we're gonna cut these again. Well, actually, maybe we cut Gw. Like, this card doesn't seem very good against them. So I never want to be tapping out with like all my mana against their deck. So Ballista might be better than I think, because if we stick it on 1, like we can just get to a point where we hold up counter spells, and like I said, when they don't do anything, then we just put counters on it at the end of turn. But, so you know what? It's reasonable to play Gw, probably. Or I mean, to cut Gw and then maybe just bring in like Grafdigger's Cages. So we have Annuls too. We have like lots of really good cards against them. I mean, we really could bring in like the entire sideboard if we so choose. Definitely Cage. I think Annul is kind of okay. Dispute actually gets worse over the course of the game. Like, it's good against like the first spell that they cast, but like once they like start comboing off, they're gonna have so much mana that this probably doesn't matter. So yeah, like Master Wave's also probably as bad. So like, yeah, pretty much the entire top end. If it costs more than 3 mana, we definitely don't want it. Like Caliph is not a. Caliph is sort of in a weird spot because it can be good, but it also can be really terrible too. So yeah, like I said, tapping 3 mana is bad, but maybe it's not as bad if we have like a Null or something to counter the Breach. So definitely Cage, and you know what? Probably this one, just because like I don't think they're gonna win without this card. I don't know. The Fae of Wishes is kind of an issue though. Like, Ashiok is not that great. We can't activate it when they go off, so I don't think I'm going to bring in that. Dispute is okay. I think this is a match where we definitely want Leyline. I mean, honestly, we could cut, like, Thassa's as well for, like, disputes. Just have tons of counterspells and, like, we'll just try to win with, like, a bunch of bears. You know, on the play, like, the Mystical Dispute could theoretically counter something like Sylvan Scrying, so I guess that's fine. Maybe, like, Dispute has some added value alongside Cage because it forces them to go for something with, Granted. Just trying to think. Yeah, because then they have to, like, find a Braid or something for this before they can attempt to go off. I mean, sort of. Like, okay, I should not like something like Pour Over the Pages. If they have 2 Lotus Fields, it does technically net them 1 mana and lets them draw some cards. So like they can still cycle through their deck, but they're not going to like they can't get this Hidden Strings engine where they make like a bajillion mana. So okay. So they went through like 10 minutes on their clock that game. Let's take out Master Waves. Master's not going to be great. And so do we? What cards do we not like the most? I guess we probably want these. All right, let's look at this. You know what? Like I said, Gw probably is not where I want to be, and Thassa is probably not where I want to be. Actually, Sidisi's Faithful is pretty terrible too. It's probably worse. So maybe Thassa is better. Or Gw could be. I mean, Gw is at least a 3/3 that attacks every turn, so you know what? Maybe Gw is fine, just as a 3/3 for 3. Alright, let's submit this. They don't really have any creatures I want to be bouncing, so. I would love to play first. Okay, so this hand has some good things about it. We have Leyline and Nykthos, so we have pretty good mana engine. We have a counter spell. Like these can be cast with Flash. I think I'm gonna keep this. This does look somewhat appealing to me. I mean, we have a ton of like excellent draws too. I hope that this is good enough. I mean, it's a little slow because we're not doing anything for the first few turns, but that's okay. Leyline is just fantastic, and I mean... well, that's less fantastic. Alright. Pass. I mean, counter spells are not bad. I just need them not to do anything devastating this turn. So I'm probably just going to be flashing this in as a 3/1. So I can at least attack through this thing. So I'll play Nykthos, pass, and then end step probably try to play this. I'm doing this. Okay, sure. Strategic planning away. And playing Hypnotic Sprite doesn't actually do anything versus a 0/3, so I'm not going to burn that. It's worth more as a counter spell that deals with like Underworld Breach or even Sylvan Scrying. Like this is better to counter that. Where's my log? Yeah, there we go. They did mulligan to 6 cards. Okay, so that's what I wanted to know. Alright, there's nothing in the chat, so. That's also pretty helpful. Again, that's something we can put into play and just continually pump up. And we have Nykthos mana too, so that'll be helpful as well. Strategic play, I will let them do that. That's fine. They have Hidden Strings in the graveyard. Okay. They do have Lotus Field online now, so they're going to have tons of mana. We can't really do anything at the moment, so... okay. So right now, Nykthos adds 4, so we have 5 mana available, so we can actually cast this Or we can counter a spell and play something, so. But we don't have 2 counter spells available just yet. Next turn we could. So what do you do here? Okay, cycling. We have 4 cards, so I think Breach is probably the only thing that we're going to counter at the moment, because that's the one that they basically just win with. We only have 1 counter spell up, so I just have to hope that they don't find like Underworld Breach. It's also possible they could play like 2 breaches and then we're dead to that. They can make like a ton of mana here. That's a thing. Okay, so they cycle another thing. So they're casting Granted here. So they have 1 mana available right now. I think we do have to Wizard Retort this thing. Okay. So they have no more mana left, so let's cast Walking Ballista for X equals 1. They only have 3 cards left, so that's sort of okay. So the problem is we still only have 1 counterspell up. Sure. Put a Breach in the graveyard? Does that mean they have Breach here? Looks like it. Okay. Hoping they don't have enough to continue going off. I just might make another Lotus Field. Okay. So I guess we just cast this. Now we have more Devotion on the field. Okay, come on, good draws. It's not terrible, I guess, but it's not really what I was hoping for. We have 6 Devotion now, so we can actually flash in Borrower and Oracle. Hoping that they just have like a ton of mana in hand and like nothing to use with it. So we're still basically just casting or countering Underworld Breach. Okay. Grazer's fine. That doesn't really do anything. So I do have to do this first. So I guess we play the Brazen Borrower and then Thassa's Oracle. You know what? Actually, I have 3 mana. I have 4 mana left. You know, I could have did both. That's alright. Alright. What do I want here? So I have another Hypnotic Sprite available. A Null might be fine, though. Or how close is my opponent to dead? They're at 10? So, like, what if I just bounce this Arboreal Grazer with Brazen Borrower? And then they can block one of these, and then they're taking 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Okay. They're at 1, right? So we could if we put Borrower on top, we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 mana to work with. 9. We have 9 mana. Okay, so no, we'll have this too because we can flash this in still. So it'll be 2, 4, 6, 8, 10. We'll have 11 mana, so we can Brazen Borrower, bounce one of these things. They can block one thing. So we'll have 9 mana, so we can make this a 3, so they can block 3, so it'll be 3, 6. I think that's probably enough to kill them. And they only have 1 card left in hand. And we're kind of going all in on this, but I think that I'm willing to do that. Alright. Right? As long as I do this correctly. Yeah, this should be good enough. Okay, we got there. It was close. We almost lost, but we had just enough to win that game. And they only have 10 minutes left, so they're now in a position where if the game drags on long enough, they still might not have enough time to combo, even if they were to go for it. So if we have an aggressive hand that has like Cage in it, that might be fine too. So let's click on Yorion. This could be okay. Again, we have Leyline and Mystical Dispute. I don't have a third land for this, but I mean, there's a reasonable chance we draw one, and we also can like flash in this Brazen Borrower probably. I'm gonna keep this. Just because like Leyline plus counter magic is usually a pretty good way to win this. That's actually not bad. It's another counterspell for Breach. Again, like just stalling the game long enough is certainly a way to win, so. Okay, well that also is helpful. We have our third land. I'm going to remove this stop on my turn in the upkeep. Because I feel like if I keep doing that, I'm going to accidentally F2 in my turn, and I don't want to do that. So basically, we're just going to play Brazen Borrower and stick a bunch of counterspells, and Hope that's enough to win. Okay, I guess we just have all the counter spells in the universe. Pass. If they don't do anything in their end step, we'll just flash Borrower in, and that'll be okay. That is a good enough clock to win. We can actually flash in Yorion as well, so we do have 5 mana available. Just take up Blast Zone. I mean, putting it on 2 does turn off a lot of our things, but if their plan is to tick it up to like 3 and crack it to kill Borrower, like that's not going to work because we're going to have Yorion as well. So, I mean, this probably is something that we should counter. I guess let's use this Mystical Dispute while it still does something. We want to draw more creatures. Ugh, well. I mean, I guess even more land would have been okay, but I want to get Yorion in play before they can get rid of this Borrower, because that's going to affect how much mana we have with Nykthos. Sure, Grazer's fine. We have to counter Granted like that, because if they get Thought Distortion, we just lose to that. Okay, here we go. Okay, I don't really need to exile anything. Okay, well, we have 6 counter spells in hand. So I hope that's enough. You're just throwing the Grazer away as a fog at this point. So I assume they're going to tick Blast Zone up to 3. It kills off the Borrower, but I mean, I guess if they only can kill one permanent that we have at this point, and I don't really care which one they blow up because I'm fine with all of these. Yeah, no, you do not want to be doing that. That's not gonna do anything. Yeah, so we have like a bajillion counter spells. So I think I probably just use Nykthos here. Yeah, like, I don't think they're gonna win after this. Alright, well, yeah, so it turns out, like, drawing, what, 8 or 7 counterspells this match was enough to win, so... We didn't see Grafdigger's Cage at all, but looks like our plan of Mystical Dispute, you know, did its job. It countered, like, their 4 or 5 mana spells, so... Yorion actually did some work, you know, being just a 4/5 flyer just for free. That was enough to help us win the game, so... I feel like we should have a decent match against them when we play. So let's see, like, round 2. We are on the play. Jesus saves 40, huh? Okay. There's only one god I believe in, and that is Thassa. Well, it looks like maybe Thassa has forsaken me in this draw, so no, we cannot keep this. This is actually much better. We're gonna keep this, and I think that we put Omen of the Sea in the bottom. This is actually, yeah, this is pretty good. They have not shown us a companion, so... You mold to 6, okay. I'm gonna keep this. I'll put 1 Omen on the bottom. As soon as my cursor becomes a thing. So, how about you? Do you like 6 cards or not? I mean, this could be another combo deck, so... In general, like I was saying before, because of what Companion has kind of done to this, they mulled a 5. That's not great for them, so... Alright, so the deal is, like, Companion takes, like, you know, traditional grind you out kind of fair decks, and it means that if you're not playing a Companion, you're not gonna, like, win those mirrors. So, there's, like, now kind of 2 schools of deck building. You are either playing a deck that has a Companion that's gonna grind out a game, or you're going to play something ridiculously unfair that's going to try to win the game very quickly. So, Llanowar Elf, yeah. I think we're just going to... I don't want to burn this Ballista on this thing just yet, but... I mean, I could kill off this Elf. So, alright, so here's what... If they don't... Alright, so I can actually... I have a few options here. I could just Trickster this thing down in the upkeep, so they can't play a 3-drop. Because it's entirely possible that this Ballista is much better if I can keep it and get it on 2, so then I can just ping off something every turn. I don't know what build of this they're on. They could be on, like, the Golgari Stompy deck. Or this could be like a tribal elf deck or something. I don't know. So if they don't play another land, then I would be willing to Ballista and kill this thing. So, okay, so that's Sun Petal Grow. What does that mean? Alright. So they're going to have a bajillion mana next turn. Alright, well, this does mean we will get this out, and we can at least kill off these 2 things, so... We'll just play Omen of the Sea at the end step. So what are you doing here? What the hell is this? Search your library for a... Okay. Creature card with lesser converted mana cost. That is interesting. So I assume that they're going to make a 3/3 beast thing here. So playing Omen of the Sea means... Is there anything I can draw that I care about in response to this? Probably, I don't think so. We don't have like Spell Pierce or anything, so it'll go up to 4. Now, the interesting thing is, yes, I still want to play Omen of the Sea, right? Because if I find Sidisi's Faithful, I can bounce this token and then actually kill this thing. So I'm going to still play Omen of the Sea. But I really don't want them casting like a big creature and then searching their deck. Like, that's going to be a problem. Alright, what do we find here? I don't think that... I guess Omen goes in the bottom and we just play Witching Well and Scry with it. Because that's the card we're going to draw here, so we may as well like actually play it and... Okay, that's actually pretty good. So we have another Ballista to burn. It means we're not killing off Vivien, but we can at least kill off their mana. So they're not going to cast anything huge. Thassa would actually, or coming online would be pretty amazing as well, so... I think... Does that mean, what do I want to play Ballista this turn though? So, if I put, how much more mana do I need? So, that's a good question. If I put Thassa on top, then I can cast Thassa and scry this away if I want to. Or I can cast Ballista and kill these things. I'm not sure which better. Probably just casting Thassa is going to be better though. So, how many more, like I don't have enough mana to really do anything with this just yet. You know what, I'm going to put this one on the bottom and I'm going to put Thassa on top. So I think there's a good chance I'm going to cast Thassa this turn. Attacking doesn't really do anything. This way if they attack with the beast token, I can just flash in Thassa and block and then that'll be fine. And then Thassa can also kill this Vivien. I'm shocked for this. I mean, they're going to do some really dumb shit this turn. Alright, well, this was the risk. They can -2 Vivien and then cast their thing. But I'm hoping that Thassa's gonna be fine. Oh, they just make another token. Okay. Sure. I'm happy with this. So Vivien can die next turn, for sure. Now, if we draw Nykthos, then we're just, like, instantly, like, winning this game. 4 mana, what do you got for 4? Oh. So I might actually have to kill that. Alright. What's the last card in your hand? Probably not that great. Yeah. I guess, are you gonna attack? Okay. Let's kill this stupid forest, I guess. I only have 1 card left, so... Take 3 damage, it's okay. So actually, I might want to kill off the... it's close, like... It is very close. Alright, Nykthos is like the best draw here. I don't think Islands really does anything right now, so I'm going to put that on the bottom. Oracle's actually okay. So, my fear is that they're going to ramp up to something really big with this Vivien. So both of these cards are going to make 3/3s. That's just how it is. So we're going to get attacked for a lot of damage next turn. But I can at least kill this thing. So I can get hit for 9. But then after that, After that, we can play Oracle, dig for Nykthos, play Ballista, and that might just be enough to stabilize here. So that's my hope. So I think I just make Thassa unblockable. I kill Vivian. Because that's the thing that threatens to do the dumbest thing next turn if they minus it. And I could potentially throw this Oracle as a chump blocker. But really, like, 2, 4, 6, 7, 8, 9. So we have a pretty good chance of drawing Nykthos next turn. Okay, Jade Light. Sure. That's not that scary. So they drew 2 forests. Okay, sure. Yep. Let's see what we find, because I might want to block with this Oracle. So we don't find a Nykthos. That's kind of sad. What else? I guess Brazen Borrower is sort of okay. We don't have enough mana to like really do what we need to do now. That's really unfortunate. I guess Sidisi's Faithful is actually kind of fine if I play it and just bounce like a token or something. Problem is that I don't know if I have enough to like live through this, right? And kill Nissa. I'm thinking the best thing to do might be just not to take any of these and just hope to draw Nykthos, because that's like the best way that we're going to win the game, I think. But this is like okay, so what happens if I don't block? Like, I could theoretically like use these 2 things to kill Nissa next turn, but that means I'm taking 9 damage this turn, and then surely like enough to kill me next turn, right? Because then they're attacking for like 12, 13, 14. Yeah, they're going to kill me next turn if I don't. Whereas I could throw away one of these 2 creatures to kill off this Temple Garden. And yeah, that might be the best thing to do, but the problem is like, yeah, I don't know if I can reasonably block or attack with Thassa though. I guess I'm just not going to. So let's see, if I throw away this, then I'll have 2, 4, 6, 7. So I can play this with x equals 4. Like, that's still okay. So I guess not put anything on top. And I guess we want to kill off their lands, right? That seems like the best plan here. If they run out of lands, they're not going to be able to continue casting spells. And this is also a forest, so it means that this is actually like killing off 2 mana for them. Yeah, that's fine. So probably like scry into Nykthos is the plan, hopefully. Or the alternative is we could also, if we draw another land, we could potentially attack with both of them. We can attack with Thassa and then play Yorion. That actually is pretty reasonable. Alright, so what are we going to find with Thassa? I don't want Gadwick. Trickster's not bad. That might help us live. can also potentially sacrifice Witching Well to draw 2 cards. I have the option to flash this in, so if I flash this in, this can tap down 1 thing. They're gonna, so they'll still have it, so it can tap down like, you know, this one, so then they'll still attack for. So I want to hit Nissa down here. This will be 5, this will go to 2, but then they're going, yeah, so Trickster can tap 1 down, Oracle can block this, and then they still have 6, 7, 8 damage coming across. It's not the end of the world. I mean, I can also then kill off an elf too. Or the other option is don't attack and then potentially just crack this for 2 cards. It does mean we have to like attack next turn though, probably. Like, so drawing 2, this only scries 2, right? So I guess we can draw 2 cards and then again hope that we draw Nykthos, because then we'll still have 2, 4, 6. We'll have 8 mana, and that does 8 mana, like, is that enough to actually do anything with this? It's a little bit less good. So I'm thinking that maybe the way to go is attack for 5 against this thing. And then we have a block here. We can Trickster down one of the lands. Ugh. Yeah, we're just so choked on mana right now. Whereas the other, like I said, the other alternative is Witching Well was drawing 2 cards worth this thing getting to 8. And it's gonna continue making these things bigger, so. So like, okay, if we're at 3 life, then they're gonna still have like at least like 3 of these things. You can have 4 of them. Oh, I don't know. I think I'm gonna. Oh, fuck. How do I go about doing this? I really want to draw 2 cards. I could play this for 2, but I don't think that's good enough. So the problem is if I play Trickster for 2, then that means I can't kill this thing. Okay, I'm gonna go to 3. It's just gonna get worse and worse. Trickster plus Thassa, maybe that's the best thing to do. It means we go to 3, but then alright. Draw Nykthos. Nykthos, like I said, will make 2, 4, 6, 7, 8, 9 mana. 10, 11. So I can still make like a creature, yeah, I can still like attack with Thassa against this then next turn, and then still play the Ballista for it to be really big. I'll have I have 3 blockers. This can block 1 thing, and then I can deal 3 damage to another thing. There's okay. I guess that's what's gonna happen. All right, but we are in trouble if, like, you know, something bad happens here. So, but I need this Nissa off the board because it's just continuing to make things that I can't deal with. They play another land, so they still have a bajillion mana. This is not great, for sure. Like, missing Nykthos off of, like, you know, 8 or 9 cards with this thing was bad. We really wanted to see it there. Now we're only going to get 2 looks at this next turn to try to find it too, so if we don't find it, we probably are going to die. Like, then we're going to be doing some desperation things. So, I wonder, this deck might also be playing like that stupid Raise Runners card, which is basically just like Overrun. Or it's like a what? Sort of, it's like half Overrun or half like Crater Hoof Behemoth. So I guess if we draw Nykthos, then like Ballista could just straight up kill Nissa by itself, which that would be kind of nice. So, oh yeah, we gotta play faster too, because we took way too much time in that turn. I was not even paying attention to my clock, so I guess Master Waves might also be pretty good here, if we can find Master in time. Now the opponent has to consider, like, what kind of attack do they want to make here? This is not an easy board state to assess. I guess we kind of know like what we're looking for at this point though, so like we should be able to play pretty quickly from here out. We either need Master of Waves or we need Nykthos, one of those 2 cards, and pretty much bottoming anything that's not one of those. I guess like, would Brazen Borrower be good enough? I don't think so. Alright. So Nissa definitely can die next turn. It's certainly possible. But the question is whether we can afford to kill it or not. Yeah, I think I'd be happy with Master. That would probably be enough to win. Okay. So they're floating mana with this, so I don't know. That's oh, here. That's not particularly a great thing. It has haste and vigilance, so I guess let's see. Are they gonna cast something here? So I probably want to. Yeah, I have to like trickster one of these tokens. That's bad. 6 mana cannot be a good sign for us. Walking Ballista for 3 is really bad. Yeah, alright, so means I think now we are in a situation, if I tap this, like, it doesn't really do anything there. I guess they're gonna have to put a counter on Ballista anyway, right? They're gonna, they want to tap it for Ballista, but I guess let's just make them do it now. And force them to commit to that plan if that's what they want to do. So Ballista for 4. So now we actually probably have to chump block one of these tokens. So now Master Waves is not really an option because of this Ballista. So we're potentially looking at 4 damage. So we're at 7, which means we block these 2 things. We take 5 and go to 2. Yeah. It's not great. You're effectively at 7 life right now. Well, that's bad. Okay, so we're at 8 life, right? Okay. You know what? That's sort of fine. I guess we have to block this. Alright, well, I think we're losing now because walking Ballista is something that I was not really prepared to defeat, so. That doesn't do anything. And I don't think that does anything either, so I'd pretty much have to play Ballista and ping this, which means I can't play Caliph, and I'm getting attacked for too much, so that's game over. Well, yeah, walking Ballista was like not beatable because that just turned off too much stuff. Like we had, I guess, yeah, that was terrible for us. So what do we do here? I don't really have a lot of good cards against this deck. The Annul doesn't really do much. Like it, yeah. I don't think that we can really sideboard very much here. Like none of these cards are particularly useful. They have like a bajillion mana, and this Annul only counters like Ballista, and like I think, yeah, I don't know. I don't think we can change it. I think we just have to hope that this is going to be fine. That sucks. Yeah, we lost a lot of time in that game too, so we have to be like very quick. I guess I keep this. Not great. I guess a good question is, do I want to play this faithful or not? I don't actually know that I do. This bouncing a token is probably fine. It doesn't really attack for anything, so yeah, they have elves for days, sure. I guess we're gonna have to trickster this in the upkeep again, because I don't want them ramping mana this quickly. We kind of need more lands now. Scavenging Ooze, I'm not terribly thrilled about that. I'm also not terribly thrilled about that. I guess attack, right? I don't care if they block with the Ooze. That would be like the least of my problems. I'm generally of the opinion that Ooze is a better card than the Devotion is going to be, so may as well take the damage. Well, I can also flash in Thassa's Oracle to try to find a land if they attack with Scavenging Ooze too, so. Oh, fuck this. Yeah, no. You're not doing that. That is a card I am not defeating, so. No, actually stopping on my upkeep doesn't really do anything, right? Because I don't have Nykthos. None of these are actually like that great at the moment because I don't have lands for them. So I'm not. No, I don't. I need more. I don't know what I guess. Yeah, it's hard. I don't know what to do at the moment, but I guess maybe I could play this thing. All right, I'm gonna do this now because I want to have blockers. Like bouncing these things is not really worth a whole lot right now. I'm trying to set myself up so if I draw Nykthos, I can just Gw and try to get my way back in the game that way. I don't have a better plan at the moment. Like, I think this is probably not a good matchup for us, and so when it's not good, then I think you have to play in a way that, like, you have to kind of assume that things are going to go right, because if things go average, like, it's not going to usually be enough. So the only way that like things really go good for us right now is drawing Nykthos, so like that's kind of the way that I'm playing. They drew 2 lands off of this thing again. That's horrifying. Okay, well at least they didn't shock themselves. I mean, this is going to be a 3/3. So attacks don't really make any sense right now. I guess I'm playing Omen of the Sea and trying to draw a land. Then I can still hold up Wizard Retort or Omen of the Sea. Okay, sure. No. Bottom, please draw a land. Fuck me, I guess I'm gonna die now. We're dead. We're getting mana screwed here. Like, failing to curve out versus this deck is just death. Maybe I needed to just put a land on top of this Thassa's Oracle. That, like, I don't know. That might have been fine. We just went through like 4 cards and failed to draw a land. That's not great. So like I would say like this is not even average. This is just straight up bad. Yeah, like I don't have any way to reasonably defeat that. I can just make another, they can make a beast token, I guess. Guess attacks are still not good for them. Okay, Castle Vantress sort of does a thing. I guess I'm still passing here. If they don't do anything, like, I just flash in Brazen Borrower. I don't know, actually, maybe even just bouncing the Beast token might be fine. Bouncing that in Omen of the Sea and trying to find Nykthos again. Then that lets me still get back in with Gw. I sort of like this plan. Well, they're losing a bunch of time in this too. We've like almost caught back up. So we haven't lost yet. We're still like in this. Like drawing that Castle Vanquist was huge. That's gonna give us at least a chance because now we can double spell this turn and potentially, I don't know, if things go really right, then maybe we can come back. Depends upon how bad the rest of their hand is. But if they tap out for like, I don't know, Walking Ballista or something, or like maybe if they're trying to pray for Nissa to come out, and we have a counter spell for that, and that's really all the only rest. That's the only action they have in the rest of their hand. Then we could theoretically still win. It's gonna be kind of an uphill battle otherwise. So yeah, they're going in the tank now. So we're actually almost even on time at this point. So that's good. That means, like I said, if by some chance we win this game now, you know, we have the ability to like still, we have enough time to like at least try to win a third game, I think. So we have a, okay, so they're minusing Vivian. That can't be a good sign. Wow, that's definitely not good. So I guess this could be like Ballista. Now they're at 5 mana, so what are you casting for 5? We're definitely countering it, whatever it is, but the scary thing is what are they going to search for that costs less than that? Oh, okay, 6. What are you casting for 6? Hopefully something this Wizard's Torque is going to do something against. It does mean that they're going to find something that costs less than that. Okay, well, find your thing, I guess. I can't deal with that, so. This Hydra is pretty good. Heliod. Oh, that's terrifying. Well, I have no choice but to do this. I guess. So here, what do we do? I could bounce this, but then it doesn't give me the ability to like Omen for Nykthos. You know what? It might be okay. I could still Omen in my turn. I guess let's just get rid of this token, like try to save our life total a little bit. There's not really a reason to block because it's going to kill whatever blocks, and I need to keep Devotion alive. Yeah, so that's horrifying. Yeah, Heliod. So they have Heliod combo in their deck. You know, this is yet another deck that's in pot. So remember what I was saying, like, you know, if you're going to play without a companion, you need to do something unfair. They're playing Walking Ballista and Heliod in their deck. That's like their unfair thing, so. Sure. They gave it lifelink, so now this thing's getting ridiculously scary. Okay, so what do we got an island, so could play Gadwick. Actually, playing Gadwick is actually good because if I play it, then I can tap this thing down with Omen of the Sea. Yeah. We're definitely doing that. Yeah. I guess attack Vivian down. So you know what? Here's another option. I could just kill Vivian right now. That's probably the smart thing to do. I don't think either of those are gonna do it right now. Trickster could buy us time. We still have Brazen Borrower in hand, and we still also have Yorion, so let's kill Vivian. At least, like, then they're not going to get any more value out of that thing. So we're actually ahead on time right now. That's good. But if they draw a Walking Ballista, we just instantly lose on the spot. Now, Nykthos sort of doesn't really do anything if we draw it, so I guess maybe like Master of Waves? If they have Ballista, we just like concede. We can't play around that. Well, that's again horrifying. So yeah, I guess what, Master of Waves is what we need to look for. Fuck. Alright. What the hell is this? Oh god, they had another one. We're doomed. That is... Yeah, so like, I guess Master Waves is now the only thing that we can reasonably hope for that can help us. Manowar Elves, and they put it in the graveyard. And they drew a land. Okay. Yep. So I'm probably going to have to chump block this thing with the Faithful and just pray. Otherwise, like, we're going to die otherwise, so. We cannot play around Ballista at this point. If they top deck it, we die anyway. Actually, you know what? Maybe we don't want to do so maybe we take 8 and because Yorion does let it give us the ability to bounce this thing back to their hand, but that still might be too late. See, like, that's actually worth considering, because if we go to 5, like, is there any way that we survive next turn? I don't think there is. I don't think Yorion's going to be enough. I think we're going to have to make some really bad blocks. So, I guess, like, we're not going to live long enough for this Faithful to deal with this thing. So we have to throw it away so we can at least try to survive a combat. Okay. That's definitely one of the things that we wanted to see here. So, I guess what? We're just jamming this, right? There's no attacks to be made. Sure, I'll tap that thing. Yeah, again, no real attacks to be made, so. But this is promising. Master is the one card that could theoretically stabilize here, so. I don't know, maybe. They're going to gain a bajillion life. And as soon as they find Ballista, we are still dead. So this buys us a little bit of time, so like now what do we do with it? I don't like them adding 6 mana, like that can't possibly be good. If they have the thing that, like, if they have another Hydra, then we'd lose. Alright, yeah, they can have it fight Master Waves. That's enough. This will fight Master Waves, and then they just attack with everything, and we're too far gone, so. What were you getting? Alright, yeah, like, I don't know, that was rough. That match was a nightmare. So, that was a Heliod combo deck, so, like, yeah, just once again proving my point, like, this is the direction Companion pushes this game. You either play with a Companion to grind out card advantage, or you just play with a stupid unfair combo in order to win the game like that. So, welcome to Magic in 2020. I hope you enjoy it, because I certainly don't. Alright, we are on the play versus Nevermore. Show off our fancy Yorion there. Guess this is sort of okay. It's not amazing, but I think I keep this. It's good enough. It interacts with different decks. They didn't show off a companion, so this might be a counter, or like a spell. A deck where like this counter spell matters. So Swamp. You're playing a deck with Swamp and not Luris. Thoughtseize, okay. So probably Sultai Delirium would be my guess. This might be a little bit weak again. Oh, it could be Dimir Inverter, actually. That's also very likely. If they take Walking Ballista, what the hell does that mean? I guess that they're just worried that that's the only spell I can cast next turn. Maybe that means we're getting another discard spell, so... Okay. Let's see what happens here. Mutavault. Oh, this is mono black? It very well may be. Hangerback Walker. I don't like that at all. I guess this is probably a good turn to get Thassa online. Because I imagine this deck will probably have a difficult time dealing with it. So Walking Ballista, let me see. Okay, so could this also be like a Hardened Scales? That might be possible. Black-white, or no, black-green Scales. So, I'm trying to think, why would they have the Mutavault? So I'm imagining Steel Overseer as a thing. Or this could still like be like a mono black deck. Yeah, like, I don't know. We haven't seen mono black aggro in Pioneer for a long time, so that's also surprising. I did not expect that attack. Is their hand just like not very good? Or do they have like Fatal Push or something? That's interesting. I don't think that's what I want this turn, though. That's not terrible. Kind of want to keep this Trickster alive for right now. It looks like maybe no Fatal Push. Okay, so if they don't do anything, I can just flash in Brazen Borrower at the end of their turn. I don't want to tap out just yet. I have no idea what they're up to, so I want a better idea of what I should be planning about. Yeah, I guess that's gonna happen. Okay, so they wanted to make sure that I didn't play, like, something else. This is fine, though. Like, I still have a counterspell if they, like, tap out for something important. So, okay, the Cabal Stronghold, this is a mono black deck for sure. So maybe, like, Gray Merchant in this deck. Trading Post! Are you fucking kidding me? Yeah, I really don't want to deal with that. I am super stoked to see this card. This is one of my favorite artifacts in the entirety of the game, but I know the power of this card, and especially with things like this, and I don't want to deal with it. So let's see. Master of Waves is not amazingly great right now. I don't really, Gw is actually kind of good. I think I want that on top because that puts a bunch of devotion there, and we can even draw a card for free with it. Alright, come on, draw a land. Okay, that's not bad. We can still play that next turn and then Thassa's online. Make it very hard for them to like fatal push, one of these creatures off the board. So they just have a bunch of mana. That's fine. So what are you gonna do with it all? We don't have a lot of basic swamps, so Karn. Ugh. Well, that means something like Sky Sovereign might be on the way. Which that is also horrifying. We can kill Karn though. That's the good news. I can just play like one of these creatures and tap down their Hangerback Walker and then kill Karn. For each bit, yeah, they only have one basic swamp. So until they play, this on its own doesn't do very much. So I'm assuming Sky Sovereign is the thing that they would get here because they chose Noxious Gearhulk. Ooh. So, okay, this is a throwback. So, Noxious Gearhulk is basically a murder on a stick on a 5/4, so it can be very scary. Omen of the Sea, I don't... So the problem with Noxious Gearhulk is it's an enter the battlefield effect. And this Caliph is not going to protect it from that. At the same time, I think it might just be okay anyway. As I really need to play Caliph and then tap this thing and attack Karn, so... That's sort of okay. So, that actually is maybe fine. We can still bounce something too. Tap this thing down. So actually, you know what? There is another consideration here. I can attack the opponent for 8. Which means even if they kill, like, Caliph, then they're still dead next turn, and it doesn't actually matter what they do with Karn. So I think that's what I do here. Let's just pressure them as much as possible. I don't think... Yeah, they're going to have to tap out for this, which means if they search for something with Karn, it's not going to really do anything. And so now I have the ability to tap a creature with Brazen Borrower and also bounce something with it too. So they tap out for the Gearhulk, can tap this and then bounce it, and then we should be able to just kill them. So what do you find here? Darksteel Citadel. Okay, so they're going to go for this line, which I think means we're going to win. You know what? They can gain some life though, so that's potentially a problem. But I think it'll be okay. So I assume they probably kill Caliph here, right? And they'll gain, or no, they're going to kill Gw. Okay, well that's not going to work out for you. So yeah, you're going to die. You'll go, yeah, you're not going to gain enough life because I'll just play the Brazen Borrower next turn. and I'll attack you for 10, and that'll be the game. I don't actually have a way to like use this right now, so that doesn't matter. That's fine. So by focusing on the opponent and not Karn, we were able to win this game. I think if we attacked Karn, then they had a chance, but this is an important lesson here. You know, this looked like a threat here, but because we kind of knew what their plan was, having searched the previous turn, it was a pretty easy choice where they can only do one thing, and doing one thing was not going to be enough to beat us just attacking them. Okay, so how do we deal with this? A null is going to be fantastic in this match. And is there any... Probably Master Waves is not going to be fantastic, because I'm assuming they have Walking Ballista, they have Fatal Push, and they... Yeah, like, they have a ton of ways to kill Master. So my guess is that this is bad. Our own Ballista kind of also gets undermined by Karn, so maybe we don't want this card. I don't know. That's actually that's a hard choice. Faithful is actually probably fine. So if we bounce the Hanging Back Walker before they can sacrifice it, that will definitely be good. So I guess everything else is pretty much okay. So do we cut Master for these, or do we cut Ballista? Ballista's probably fine if Karn's not on the table, but we don't have a lot of counter spells for Karn. Actually, I guess I don't know. Like, Master just feels so vulnerable, and like I said, we don't have a good way to protect it. I could also just cut the Ballistas and bring in like Mystical Disputes, because they're a very mana hungry deck, and so Dispute countering Karn might be fine. I think I'll try it like this. I mean, yeah, they're gonna play things that cost a lot of mana. Like, that's kind of the plan. Their deck is gonna tap out as much as possible, so Dispute probably will be fine as a cancel. So, well, it's not gonna be fine with this hand. So this is trash. They're playing first, so hopefully they're gonna mulligan. But knowing my luck, oh no, they mulled to 6. Okay, so that's fine. I take it back. Oh, fuck me. That's what I get for complaining. So, like, no, we can't keep this. Come on, go to 5 with me, because... Fuck. This is terrible. I kept 6. We have no choice. We have to mulligan this. This is much better. We'll keep this. We have to put some counters in the bottom, so I guess I'm going to put Dispute. I need to keep the Oracle. I guess I'm putting... I could put 1 Annul on the bottom. I really want this for Karn. But it's going to be hard to cast it, because it's very likely this is going to get Fatal Pushed. We're not going to have an answer to Karn anyway. Like, if they push this thing, like, if so, yeah, like, if we put one of these in the bottom and, like, this gets pushed, then, like, it's gonna be difficult to really do much against them, but I don't know. I guess, like, we just have to hope that it'll be okay. That they're not gonna, like, kill this, like, stupid 1 mana, or this 1/3 for 2 mana. Okay, well, we drew another one anyway, because that's just how Magic is. So we'll definitely burn one of these if they play like a Hangerback Walker or something this turn. Yeah, absolutely not. Do I need to do this right now? I guess I can. Try to put a land on the top. And I don't really want either of those at the moment. Okay, well, this is where things can start to go really poorly. Okay, that's not the end of the world. I can live with this. That's fucking terrible. We don't want to draw this now. We like have no way of casting it. It effectively just is like not drawing a card. So I guess here, if they play Karn, we can have Wizard Retort, and if not, then we'll just play Omen of the Sea and try to draw land. Horrifying. So like, what do we do here? We're gonna tap out and they're gonna do whatever they want. I guess I want to do this so that way we need the land more than like we need to counter a spell this turn. That's sort of okay. So I assume they take Wizard Retort. That seems like the call. But I want to put lands on top so that way we can maybe get to a point where we can cast Yorion. I think realistically that's like the only way that we're going to come back here. Like they're surely not taking Leyline. Like that doesn't do anything at this point, so. They took a null. Okay, that's pretty reasonable. Especially if... Alright, that's fine. Which means we do have Wizard Retort. We can play Nykthos and then, you know, still have this up. They don't know what we kept on top. And, you know what? Actually, if they don't do anything, I might just scry with this thing. It does build us towards Yorion, so I guess top. And just pass. So I still have Wizard Retort plus Omen of the Sea up at the moment. So I can Omen in the end step, draw my card, and then we can maybe just play Yorion. Blink it, or blink this and this, and hopefully get back in the game like that. So probably bottom one and then top the other. They haven't been doing anything, so I would have assumed if they had Karn in their hand, they wouldn't have taken this annul. So like, what do they have that could be a problem for us right now? They haven't played any more lands, so maybe they're getting screwed on that, but I think that casting Yorion is our best hope right now. Let's do this before like they get some sort of competent game plan going. I guess we just blink these two. Okay. Alright, so, fine. Murderous Rider is okay. So we'll get to scry a bunch and then draw a bunch of cards. Get a counter, but... So I want to draw last. So let's put this on the stack first. So let's look at the top three. If we don't like them, then we can scry two. I guess... I don't know if this is what I want right now. I think maybe we need something a little bit more high impact than this. Does Brazen Borrower do very much? It's sort of okay. It is a way to deal with this thing, but no, I think I want to dig for something else. I guess bottom and then top, we'll draw the Hypnotic Sprite. And we need to draw some threat, and I mean, I can't afford to gamble any harder than that. Well, I'll take something rather than nothing. Okay. So Trading Post. I guess that makes sense. They couldn't play around the Wizard Retort and the Annul with that thing. I guess it doesn't really matter. We just block here and take two. Let's get Leyline out, and then we can flash this in if we want. Nope, I don't want to attack just yet. So I still have a counterspell up. Leyline at least adds to our devotion. Okay, so what's going to happen here? I can counter it, or I can just put this Sprite on the board and let them take this. I think putting Sprite on the board makes the most sense, because it adds to our devotion, and we're going to lose a counterspell anyway, so... So we're trying to set ourselves up to, like, Gadwick for a bunch, I think, right? So, yeah, Master Waves is not really... We need Gadwick here, so... We have 2, 4, 6, 7... So we could potentially, like, completely refill our entire hand if we draw Gadwick. I guess block here. And take another 2. I think on the upkeep, I'm gonna scry 2 and try to find Gadwick. Alright, well, now this is getting worse and worse, but I still think I need to do this. Yeah, this is an engine, so we're gonna get Hanger back, Walker back. Alright, well, now this plan is, like, really shitty. Brazen Borrower is useless right now. Guess that's sort of okay. Not really, though. Like, we're not winning this game. We don't have a way to like deal with this trading post, and yeah, they can keep returning stuff from the graveyard. Like the problem is like we just don't have gas. We keep drawing lands and like not anything relevant. Yeah. I guess I don't really want to deal with that. Well, we're losing. Continue to draw lands. This is kind of rough. We like what we started on 5 cards, and like now, it just feels like there's no hope. That's not helping our cause. I'm surprised they have not yet cast this Murderous Rider. Maybe this might be a good time for them to do it. No? Alright, more Hangerback Walkers. You have found 3 of them so far. And you can sacrifice them to this trading post at any time. Still not particularly helpful. Sure, I guess let's attack. No, because this is just going to make Thopter tokens that are going to block it, so that's not going to do anything. Alright, Castle Vantress, I need you to scry into Gadwick. I don't even know if that's good enough at this point. Like, if we found Gadwick, does that actually come in time? Because we might just be losing to this. So I guess now they have to decide, do they want to crack one of these Hangerbacks? I think it's worth it. I would. Yeah. You draw a card and you get 2 flyers. This is one of those matches where, like, Hypnotic Sprite not countering 4-drops is a huge problem because they have both Karn and Trading Post, which means they effectively have like 7 copies of this card, and this counters exactly 0 of them. I guess we're gonna have to use Castle Vantress to scry and just pray. This is taking so long. We're all like, this is what, almost 2 hours, and we're not even at our last match yet. Sure. Yet another reason Master Waves would not be good here. Yeah, like that's yet another card they have that kills it, which so many. So I assume that Murderous Rider's going to get cast this turn. It makes the most amount of sense. Well, they just found the 4th Hangerback Walker, because why wouldn't they? Of course! Opponent is too good at magical cards. At this point, I don't think this matters. We're too low a life total for anything to stabilize here. Definitely not that, and definitely not that. Alright, we lose. Give up. Okay. Fuck, this is alright. I guess we're gonna run this back. Just hope for the best. So I would love to play first. This is not keepable. We do not have a blue land. I guess this is fine. We'll just put like Gw Heliod in the bottom. On the play, that means they're probably going to keep 7 cards. Yeah, we're still like vulnerable to like Thoughtseize in turn 1, but you know what? That's just life, so learn to live with it. They don't have Thoughtseize, that's good. Okay, well, we don't need to do anything on our turn. I think I'm probably going to play Hypnotic Sprite. Instant or sorcery card in my hand. Okay. They're going to take a null for sure. Okay, you know what? Then maybe I need to hold on to this just a little bit harder. This is life, where, you know, we just like don't have enough mana to cast all of our spells, but like, yeah, their hand has to be incredibly better than ours right now, because this is not good. We have like nothing for their turn. Alright, well. Yeah, I don't know, I need mana badly. I have nothing to do here. I don't have like no counter spells for anything that they're gonna do. Guess we're casting this. They can take Mystical Dispute, so that way they can get their trading post online. You know what? When we're on a mulligan and they have 2 discard spells, then that's how they resolve their important stuff. So they took Faithful. That's surprising. Maybe they're just banking on us not drawing a land, which honestly seems smart given our past our luck with this so far. So in this case, the only thing we can reasonably do is just try to, you know, attack them before they can get everything going. I mean, Fatal Push is still a concern, or even like another Collective Brutality would be extremely difficult to beat. If they just like Brutality us and take Dispute and kill off like Hypnotic Sprite, we're just like dead on the spot. Remember that thing that I just said? When it rains, it fucking pours. That doesn't do anything. We still don't have a land for it. Like, they're gonna just resolve Trading Post and then we're gonna die. Fuck, we got destroyed by this card. So hard. We are like ridiculously super losing right now, so I don't know. That's life, I guess. Okay, so they're just gonna play like Karn or something this turn for sure. Like, the coast could not possibly be any more clear than this. You just saw my hands. Like, the chances that I top deck like Wizard Retort or something just are incredibly low. So I think if you have it, you just jam it like 100%. I don't want them to know that I didn't draw it, so I'm not going to like yield through the whole turn. Even if they just play like Hangerback for 2, like that's something I can't reasonably beat yet either. How many matches have we played? Is this the 3rd or the 4th one? I hope that it's like the 4th one, but I don't think it is. I don't remember. Fuck. This is these leagues take so fucking long now. Remember like when we could just play like an entire 5 matches in 2 hours? That was great, but like now every time we want to play constructed, like it's just this like 3.5 hour slog through 5 matches, and it's because like everything is either combo or just like companion grind it into infinity. Like it's not enjoyable. I don't like that. They're like the only 2 style of decks that are successful at the moment, so. This is sort of a combo-y deck. Like, I don't know, like, in some regards, like, Karn is almost like a companion, because, it can, it gets whatever, you know, artifact card you want from your graveyard to be your companion, so. I guess I'm just attacking Karn and hoping that this dispute is going to be good enough. If I can attack Karn, they play Trading Post, and I counter it with Dispute, and then I can maybe kill Karn next turn. That's the only plan I have at the moment, so let's go with that. But honestly, like, no, Karn's his -2 ability is effectively companion for artifacts. Of course. Why would you not have the Fatal Push to kill this thing first? I mean, yeah, I can't counter this because that's not the problem card. The problem card is Trading Post. Like, I can't attack Karn through this now, so that's not doing anything. Like, there is no way that we're winning this. We're only at 6 minutes, so I don't know, maybe if we can, like, time them. That's our only realistic hope right now. That's still probably not good enough. I have to keep the dispute up in case they play like another Karn or something like that. This just counters more relevant things. Pass. I mean, Borrower is okay, I guess, because now at least we can... We have some options here. I could potentially bounce Karn and then try to counter it with Dispute. I assume that they'll minus it, though. Yeah, like, whatever they minus it for is going to probably be enough to win. I guess, what if they do nothing? Like, I can flash in Borrower and try to kill it like that, but then that's still not a great plan, because we're still losing to, like, a single removal spell, like Murderous Rider. But we have no other option at this point, so. Stone Coil Serpent, neat. Okay, so I have to counter this thing. Because the Borrower can't attack through it. Okay, well, sure, I'm playing Island, because that way, at least if next turn we draw Yorion, you know, we might actually get to do something. They're at 5 minutes. I don't know. It's. We might have to start going on the offensive sometime soon. Maybe get in with these mobilized districts. They have 3 cards in hand. This screams like Murderous Rider, right? It has to. That's the only reason that something like this would be the case. Nope. Okay, well, let's attack first. Yeah, no, there's no that. It would be a miracle if Karn dies. Yeah, there we go. You know what? I fucked that up. I should have played this first because we could have responded with Yorion to blanket. That was fucking retarded. Sorry, I didn't mean to. That was so dumb. I know that wasn't the nicest thing to say. It would, I totally forgot I could cast this thing with flash and just blink the borrower. That would have been so helpful there. And we could have kept our creature. And they wouldn't have this Murderous Rider sitting here in exile either. Sure, I guess you have a trading post. Alright, so now we have to grind through this thing. At least this means Karn's gonna die. Like, ticking it up doesn't do anything because I can still cast my companion at least. There's nothing worth blinking here. Okay, well. I guess we're just playing Island and passing until their end step so that way I can try to use this Castle Vantress. I don't know, 3 minutes, like, can we survive for four more minutes? Maybe. I guess it's going to depend upon what Castle Vantress has to say about that. They only have 2 cards left. One of them is a trading post, though, so, like, the chances that we're going to outgrind them here are just ridiculously, that's not happening. Okay, well, that's going to make it even harder. Then they can cast a Murderous Rider. Neither of these cards actually do anything to keep us alive. So I don't want to do this in the upkeep because I need to be able to cast something if I draw something relevant. Like, theoretically this does something. Okay, that's not nothing. So I think we're going to put Gw on top, and then Omen of the Sea on top. I guess we could cast Omen now, actually. So, well, because if I draw a land, like, I probably want to play that, right? So, you know, you know what? We're not going to do that. We're going to just pass. I don't know. We'll see what they do, because I don't want to, like, play it and then have them, if I draw a card, I don't want them to Thoughtseize it away. They actually have to decide, like, is attacking a good idea right now? So we have 4 devotion here. Is that enough? So what's gonna happen? Nykthos taps for 4, 5, 6, 7. I think. Alright. I don't know if Gw is gonna be enough. That's the problem. It depends on what else we're gonna draw next turn. Because I need, maybe if I can draw like Trickster with Gw, that would be enough. Okay. So, let's see. I guess we just play Island Pass. Try not to die. Sure. Hold on. 4, 5. I guess we want to draw 3 cards, right? Because then we can play Gw, block one of these dummies, and then we have to draw a blue spell that we can cast to tap one of them. Okay. That's not bad, actually. Okay, so can play Witching Well. We'll tap. I guess tap one of those. I don't think I'm going to exploit anything with this Sidisi's Faithful. I'm just going to play it. I'll tap Murderous Rider. Okay, well now I'm definitely going to exploit something. Yeah, I guess return this. So how is this going to work out next turn? I guess I could keep... I'm only going to get to draw 1 card, so... this might be okay to put this on top. Nykthos definitely goes on the bottom. Faithful can go on the top because it can actually... it can block and keep us in this game, I think. Okay, so they have a 1/1. Neat. Obviously not attacking. So they're at 1 minute, so If we can stall this long enough, maybe this will be fine. Are you kidding me? I'm drawing fucking islands. Alright, so what else can we do here? We're gonna take 3 damage. No, I think we need like Trickster or Gadwick or something, so that's not gonna be enough. No. No attack, okay. "31 seconds, can we get there?" You just conceded and gave us the match. Alright. Well, fuck, we managed to win in time, so let's see, we could have sacked the Omen of the Sea, saw both of these on top. I don't think those would have been good enough though, so we probably would have had to go for this card, so. That was only match 3, and it is over 2 hours. Alright, so here's what's gonna happen. We are gonna take like a quick, 2-minute break. Alright, I will be back in just a second and we will continue playing. So, give me 1 second. I know I don't usually use the pause screen for this, but I actually finally need it. So, I will be back in just a moment. Okay, we are back. There we go. So that was 3 matches in 2 hours. Oh god, woe with me. All right, we're 2-1. I'll take it. That was a hell of a slog, for sure. It's why I put in the effort, so I hope that everybody's enjoying this. And give it my best. It would have been really easy to concede that game, but you know what? We stuck it in there, and we managed to get there on time, so a win is a win. We'll take it. I think the opponent gave up, like, prematurely. I think they could have still attacked and, like, potentially still had a chance to win in one more turn. So if you already played for, like, you know, that long, you may as well just play out the last, like, 2 minutes of the game. So, I don't know. It is what it is. Oh my god. This is exhausting. But these are the sacrifices I make for the channel. I have subject myself to playing for this long. Like, I don't know, maybe I need to, like, not play for this long in a row, because it's definitely taxing. It has a significant effect on, you know, your ability to play well after a while. For sure. So, alright. Let's go. Let's just finish this. We already started it, so. Alright, well, we're on the play again, so we're up against Condescend. Alright. This is a really cool blue card. I like Condescend a lot. It's Yorion versus Yorion. Guess I'm gonna keep that. Like, it's not very good, but I guess I'm gonna keep it. Let's remove the stop in my turn. Pass. Alright. So, we're very dependent on this Hypnotic Sprite being a thing. So this is some kind of... Alright, I don't really want to play Castle Vantress just yet. I don't know what they're up to, if they have like Field of Ruin or something like that. But at least we have counter spells now, so they're not doing anything. That's surprising. Okay. Not bad. This is getting better. We're drawing things to do with the large amount of mana that we have. Sure. So maybe this is like Jeskai control. Or this also could potentially be like... There's like a Jeskai heroic deck, but maybe they're playing like Yorion in that or something. I don't know. That's hard. We're going to find out one way or the other. So it is Jeskai. This feels really good. No! Get that shit out of here. We are not dealing with Teferi. Could this be the Time Walk deck too? Like that could be a thing. Alright, pass. So we might want to flash in the Sprite. Fires of Invention. So this definitely feels like it's the Time Walk deck. We've played against this deck, I think, one other time, so unless maybe this is like a more traditional version of this deck. Play Witching Well here. Scry 2 bottom, and I think we want that one. The cool thing is that, like, Leyline means that we don't have to tap out unless we actually feel like tapping out. Narset kind of sucks, but sure, Narset's gonna be fine. Shark Typhoon. Yeah, okay, so I think we've seen this like one time when we played Historic. So they can cycle and make a gigantic shark token. Well, that's fine, I guess. We definitely do not want them like casting this card though. Okay, so I guess let's play Caliph. So options are, they're at 20. I could tap out, but I think I'd rather not. However, I will use the Omen of the Sea first, because it adds more devotion to the board for Caliph. Nykthos is really good. We don't really have anything to use with it though, so I'm gonna, no, we have the Ballista. Okay, so fuck, we actually have to really consider this now, because we can attack for 10, and then we have 2, 4, 6, 7, 8. That's cool. Alright, so I'm gonna put I'm gonna put Nykthos on top, and then I'm gonna put Hypnotic Sprite on top. Like, oh, you know what? I can't draw the card with it. Fuck. Alright. That's right. Maybe I should have done this in the opponent's turn. Or at least stack them the other direction. Alright, well, let's attack Condescend at least. Now they have to do something, because, and we are still threatening like Ballista to just do ridiculous stupid shit, so Wolfpath conquers death, huh? Oath of Chandra. Yeah, that's gonna work. Baffling End. Okay. So, are you really that scared yet? I don't think so. I don't want to lose my devotion just yet. So I think Ballista is still like a good way to get there. We can kill this Narset with this Ballista if it's absolutely necessary. I guess here we'll just cast Yorion and hope that it works out. Actually, no. I'm not going to blink anything, because I'll come back at the next end step, so... So they can cycle Shark Typhoon here, right? 1 and X, so 1, 2, 3, 4. They can make it a 5/5. Let's see, if they cycle for 5, like, are they dead? We have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 devotions, so that's 6, 7, 8, 9. Attacking into Shark Typhoon is not a smart plan. Probably just play Elspeth Conquers Death, right? Casting for 7. I'm cycling it and making a 5/5 in the end step. Sure. So here's a good question. Do I want to do anything right now? Because I could play this Walking Ballista. And like that potentially just wins the game by itself. I don't need to cast this Hypnotic Sprite right now. I mean, it's sort of fine if I do, right? What happens if they like wrath the board? So it'll be... I mean, it's not helping me get any more counters in this Ballista. Yeah, I don't know. I didn't know if they were going to play like a Wrath spell or something that I didn't really want to give them the opportunity to kill every single card that I had. That's pretty good. So I guess I just attack, right? I don't need to play anything right now. Because this is non-creature spells. Yeah. And just play Thassa. You know what? I was thinking I was going to have enough mana to make it a 6/6, and I fucked it up. That was a mistake. Fuck. I should have just played Thassa and made it unblockable. Oops. Alright, Yorion. Yeah, that could have ended up... That might have cost me a lot here. Island is not particularly helpful right now. That's bad. I don't know what the hell this deck is, but like I've definitely misplayed the fuck out of it because I shouldn't have thrown away the Ballista of this thing. I didn't realize it was a 5/5. Okay, cycling. Okay. I have a feeling that this game is going to go on longer than just one more turn, so. Alright, fires. That's terrifying. Fucking Agent of Treachery. Alright. Alright. I guess at least we can Gadwick and draw a bunch of cards. So we have 4 devotion right now. So I activate, that's 4, 5, 6, 7. We can draw 4 cards. Or I can also play Omen of the Sea, which adds a devotion, and if I find a land, I can play it, and then that still draws us more cards, so. Oh, actually, no, I cannot because of Elspeth, so I guess this is what we're doing. And just draw 4 cards. Sure. Yes. No attacks. Stas is going to be a problem because now they stole the stupid Agent of Treachery, so. Return to Fairy. They can't play in my turn, I can't play in their turn. Bounce Hypnotic Sprite, that's terrible. Yeah, terrifying. We're losing this match because I punted against that thing, so. No, I'm not even going to bother blocking. Fuck it. We're dead. We lose. I messed it up. I should not have attacked with the Ballista, and that was like, I just totally pissed away the game entirely because of that. God damn it, what am I doing with my life? I think we need Mystical Dispute. And this is probably a match where maybe Ballista's probably fine, actually, but what's not fine? Nisi's Faithful is pretty useless. I guess that's what we're going with here. I don't think... I mean, Annul does... You know what? This card is pretty reasonable against their deck. Because this does, like, this counters Fires of Invention, but it also counters, like, Elspeth Conquers Death and, like, a bunch of the enchantment stuff that they want to blink. So, you know what? I think that is also fine. The question is, do I also want Master of Waves? That's kind of risky. I don't know if I want Master against this deck, but, like, there's not a lot that I do want. I guess I just don't really want to be... I don't know, like, it's hard. It's bad against Teferi. It's also bad against Elspeth Conquers Death. I really don't want to tap 4 mana. Alright, I think I'm going to do it like this. Frustrating, you know. 1 misplay cost us basically the whole game. I would love to play first. So this is like a Fires of Invention Super Friends deck. I think this is actually like a deck that's being played in Standard a lot right now, but I'm not playing Standard, so I wouldn't know. This is actually okay. I'll keep this. Just don't want Teferi. Like, that's the one thing. They have 80 cards, but like the We still have a lot of, like, we have no counter spells. We do have Omen of the Sea, which is pretty good. But it can find us not what we want, so. Nothing they're doing in turn 1 that I'm going to counter. Alright, come on. Sacred Foundry, I assume that it would be tapped. They don't really have a lot of like 1-mana spells in their deck. Probably Mystical Dispute is the only thing that they play for tapping 1 lands. But I mean, they're also a Fires deck, so like they don't really want to be playing counter spells for the most part. It's sort of okay. I think we're still going to play Omen of the Sea first. So I really want to find lands and counters. So I don't want Teferi being a thing. Those are both good cards. I think Gw I'm going to put on the bottom and Dispute I'll put on the top. The upkeep, I'm going to play Witching Well. Try to scry some lands in the top of my deck. That's actually sort of fine. So we'll put on the top, put on the top. Gideon of the Trials, huh? Alright, sure. Go for it, champ. Okay, sure, you got it. Pass. And I'll probably play Caliph. It's going to be really big. And you know what? Either Caliph or Thassa are both reasonable choices. Unless they play Fires, which I have to counter that, I think. Narset? What do I do about Narset? I could counter Narset. We played Hollowed Fountain and Shocked, which means I feel like there's an opposing Mystical Dispute on the way. Could also just play Brazen Borrower. Alright, Narset's going to resolve. Let's walk the Borrower into the Dispute. There's no reason they would have shocked themselves for this unless it was that, right? Yeah, because they just played Hollowed Fountain and they took 2, which means for sure they have a counter for this. Alright, well they just found one anyway, so let's just get this out of the way. Unless they were just playing it in the hopes of drawing one, that's possible. Well, I guess we're just passing here. Fairy Time Raveler, okay, we're gonna find out right now if they had another dispute. They did. So they had one in hand and then they drew another one, so. How did I know that? Alright, I guess we don't really want to do anything yet because I don't know what they're going to do. If they play like Elspeth Conquers Death, I don't want them to exile whatever creature I play. They might just replay Gideon. Nah, Fires of Invention, that's terrible. Yeah, sure. Cast one more spell. So how did I know that was going to be a thing? So they're definitely they're gonna exile this ley line. So I guess here I can play Thassa and then Caliph. If I play Thassa, then like I kind of have to play this. I play Caliph first. I guess I'm gonna play this, because this is the best card. Sure. I guess, yeah, we do want that on top. So here's what's going to happen. They're going to just play Yorion and Blanket and kill this stupid thing. Let's play Ballista and we'll just ping Narset. They're going to exile Thassa, so that's fine. Get in, okay. Yep. So goodbye Thassa. That sucks. Fires of Invention is just like, this is a ridiculous card. But I mean, this is like 2019 the Magic deck, like, you know, I'm playing like, you know, Teferi, Narset, and like Elspeth Conquers Death, you know, Fires of Invention, their companion card, like, that's all stupid. It's so dumb. The whole point of this deck is to just jam as many stupid cards in it as you can and just play like a bajillion cards. Okay, well they didn't really do anything, right? They played a land. Okay. So, sure, I guess. What does this mean? They might have like Agent of Treachery in hand. And they're gonna return like Teferi to play. So we have to tap Yorion. Because now the problem is like, you know what? I think we just concede to this because now Yorion is just going to keep getting bounced back to hand, and like they're just going to keep recasting it and blinking all this bullshit. All right, fuck it. I'm not going to play against this. This is insane. Well, that's what I'm calling. I'm calling this deck 2019 Magic. That's how it's going to be listed in the description for this. It is ridiculous. I don't know, like, it just, Isn't it also like amazing that like even with 80 cards, like they still drew like of course they're gonna have Teferi, and of course they're gonna have like 2 mystical disputes. Like there's no such thing as like inconsistency with Yorion. Like whatever card they need, they're gonna have it. So the cost of playing Yorion is basically non-existent as far as like, you know, deck building constraints are concerned. So alright, well, let's go. Let's see if we can like finish this off. We're almost at 3 hours of Magic, and kill me please. Alright, so we're on the have we been on the play like every match? It feels like it. I guess this is sort of okay. We'll keep it. We're not up against a companion, right? So who knows? This might be like Dimir Inverter or something. It's going to be interesting to see what's going to happen on Monday, because I think if they don't change Companion, I'm probably not going to play like Modern or Pioneer until they do something about these formats. Like none of this is healthy for this. Like it's insane, and I think everybody knows that. But like I don't enjoy having to play this card in my sideboard. Like I really don't. I don't want Magic to be about, you know, either starting with 8 cards or just combo. That's pretty much like the opposite of what I want for this game. Because pretty much everything else is just strictly inferior. Like you're either doing like a ridiculously like combo-y linear kind of thing, or yeah, you pick a companion and live with it. And I'm really surprised that they're not doing anything on Monday. Llanowar Elves, oh god. This is that same deck that we played against before, isn't it? With like Gw Heliod and Ballista. Alright, well, I guess we want Nykthos right now. No, I don't really want any of those. Those are terrible. Just pray that nothing terrible happens this turn. Come on, do something. You have so many cards in hand, you can cast a 3-drop this turn. Like, that's obviously like what you should be doing. Stomping Ground, that is surprising, because you are not playing Obosh in the sideboard. So why the hell are you playing, you know, a red-green deck without Obosh? That's what I want to know. Scavenging. I mean, maybe it's like a Naya version of the deck that we saw before. Okay. Like, I don't really want to do anything here still. I can't really advance my game plan just yet. I need more mana to really do anything, so hoping that I can just use like this Hypnotic Sprite or this Wizard's Retort to do something useful this turn. That maybe they're going to try to cast like a Planeswalker that I can just counter it and it'll be sort of fine. Yeah, it looks like they're going for Nissa. What the fuck is this? No, I really need my lands. Land destructions. They're playing Violent Impact. What does that mean? Explain this to me. You have no explanation. Alright, so I guess again we pass, and if they don't do anything, I'll just play Brazen Borrower. But now we're in a situation where they play like a Planeswalker. We are really screwed. So, fuck. This is bad. Ponza means that our 4-drops are not going to be good. They keep like getting all the mana in the universe, and we are stuck at 3 with like a bunch of things that are super mana hungry. I guess we may as well use this while we can. I have no idea what's going on here. I don't think I've ever seen these 2 cards in Pioneer. It doesn't seem like they have a whole lot going on. Blocking is a mistake here, so we're not going to do that. Yeah. That's sort of helpful. So how do we go about doing this? I think we cast the Hypnotic Sprite and then probably try to bounce something with Borrower. Maybe even just the Scavenging Ooze will be fine to bounce. I'll just hope that they don't have anything really relevant to do. Like, those 2 cards didn't seem great. But then also they could have just been the test spells to see what we were going to do here. Courser of Krufix. Okay. Fuck. This is literally just like a land destruction deck, so Bramble Crush on top. That's good to know. Okay, Crumble to Dust, so we have to be very concerned about our mana right now. That's what they're drawing next turn, so I guess we really need to draw land so we can try to play Gadwick and not die. Draw some more lands or something. I mean, I can effectively trade one of these creatures with Ooze, which is probably okay. Yeah. Let's bounce that thing. Okay. It's not terrible. So right now they have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 mana, so 7 means they could play both spells. I'm going to kill this stupid Llanowar Elf. Because I don't want them to be able to play the Courser and Crumble in the same turn. Okay. Make a food. Faithful. Can bounce the Scavenging Ooze. That also seems really useful right now. They have 4 cards in hand, and we know what we know about Scavenging Ooze, we know about Courser of Krufix, and then we know they're about to draw Crumble to Dust. So I can kill off one of these Rivulets now if they want. Chandra Pyromaster, fuck. That is brutal. Alright, well, the good news is that we can kill this thing, I think. I'll stay at 4. We can Gadwick for 0. Well, actually, I don't know if we can kill this thing or not. No, we can't. Damn it. Yeah, that's kind of a problem. They're going to kill off this Hypnotic Sprite, and that's not going to be good. I'm going to get this thing off the board. Yeah. I guess the best thing to do is just play this Gadwick and try to draw more cards. I mean, the alternative is we could play Brazen Borrower and try to kill it that way. I don't think that's going to be good enough, though. I think we need to do this while we still have mana to actually draw cards. I don't think I want to do this just yet. I think I'm just going to pass. Because now my plan can be, if they have only 2 blockers, I can tap both of them and then try to kill Chandra with Gadwick. Come on, what are we doing? Crumble to Dust doesn't seem very good right now. Sure, that's fine. You kill off the Sprite. That's not the one I was really worried about. I'm worried about Gadwick surviving. Okay, Courser's fine. They're just gonna keep blowing up my lands, I guess. That seems to be the plan. Okay, well that's also not the worst, but... Okay, so Sprite will tap. I guess we bounce this thing. I can play Faithful, tap the bird, bounce the Courser. I would have assumed that you're trying to make green for the Scavenging Ooze. There we go. What is worth the most to me right now? I guess probably the Devotion in case I draw a Nykthos. This can block that, but they can just make it a 4/4 anyway, so I guess... Let's bounce the Courser. Okay, and then we can still play Brazen Borrower and tap something down. This now functionally is a Merfolk Trickster with flying. Chandra's off the board. That's good. So we know that they have like 2 land destruction spells and a Courser in hand. They can only really cast 1 spell this turn, probably, unless they drew another land. Interesting. So the question is, do I Brazen Borrower right now? I think I'm going to take a hit off this Scavenging Ooze. So I feel like they're doing this because they're going to play Courser. I'll just take 4. That's fine. No, they could exile a couple creatures from the graveyard. They can go 3 creatures if they really want to. Yeah, alright. So it looks like they're planning to play Courser this turn. Okay, I can go to 8. Llanowar Elves on top is not that bad. It might have been correct to tap the Ooze. I wasn't really sure how hard they were intending on going with it. I guess what's going to happen is we'll attack with the Flyers and we'll play Gadwick and hopefully that'll be fine. I would like to keep this one. Okay, that definitely does something. So Gadwick blocks here, Oracle blocks here. Omen of the Sea can be flashed in to tap this down next turn. Haphazard Bombardment. What the fuck is this? So, okay, that's scary. I guess they want to just blow up all my lands, so mana seems to be the key to winning this game. So I'm assuming they're going to blow up one of my lands this turn because they're running out of other things to do. I have to block or I die, so... Yep. So we will not be drawing any more of these this game. That's fine. This is not really a card I want to be drawing this game. Nykthos is going to be pretty good. We can play it. We'll still have 4 mana up, so we can flash in Omen of the Sea in their turn, tap this down with Gadwick. They get to look at our entire deck, though. And And we can also play, so we'll have 6 mana from this, so we can play both of these. We can tap down all their creatures, get in another 8 damage, and then we have blocker, blocker. This is not an attacker, so I think we're not in bad shape here. They will get to blow up randomly one of our cards, though. That's the only unfortunate thing. So, it is what it is. Okay, Llanowar Elves, that's fine. So I guess we play Oracle first. Like, there might be other lines where if we play Oracle first, that might change our decisions. Work with the most amount of information right now. Okay, that definitely could be a thing. How badly do we want to gamble on this? Because fuck. All right. We have 5 mana left. So if we put Master Waves on top, we could use Omen of the Sea. You know what, that might be fine. Alright. Because Master Waves means that if we can play Omen of the Sea, draw the Master Waves, and still play it, and Thassa, right? We have 9 mana, that would require exactly 9. So, and Master Waves has the best chance of surviving this and making us survive their turn, so that's what I'm going to go with. Right. So I'll have 3 left for Thassa. Yeah, I don't need to worry about this because I can just block. So what do we got on top? Caliph I don't think is going to really matter, so I'll put that on the bottom. We'll put Master on top. So we draw it. We'll play Master. Tap the Goose. And now we should be able to just attack. So this was exactly what I was thinking. If we play the Oracle first, we might find a line where if we see Master Waves, that might be better than playing the Omen of the Sea in their turn to tap this down. Because now we have infinite blockers for this thing. Even if they draw and play this card, it doesn't make any difference. We also have Thassa we can still play to block this as well. So we have enough stuff to throw in front of their creatures where it does not make any difference at all. I think that this is the line that has the best chance of killing them next turn. And post-combat I will definitely play Thassa and pass. Because that way, no, even if they randomly blow something up, like Thassa's still in play, and that's fine. Nothing they do matters at that point. It's indestructible, so there's even a chance that they randomly destroy this one. So chances are they'll probably pick like Gadwick, Master of Waves, Nykthos, and Thassa. Well, no, they're not going to pick Thassa, so like, yeah, this is going to be indestructible no matter what gets blown up. So I guess now they have to consider, do they have any way of winning? So I think they still have one more land destruction spell in hand and then an unknown card, and this is what's on top. So I don't know. I don't remember what. I don't think I know what their unknown card is. Yeah, I don't think so. But chances are it's not going to be a spell that gets rid of Master. That's my guess. Fuck, we're at 3 hours and 16 minutes. That's... yeah, that, you know what? That's Thassa 316. Is it? You know, I'm gonna splash your ass. Bath time. Got all of the Master Waves tokens, and yeah, there's no way they're gonna pick a token for this. They will certainly just like ignore the tokens because they are not gonna do anything. They like, I'm just saying, I'm trying to think, like, even if they randomly like destroyed Master Waves with this, it would not matter. The thing is, this doesn't target, so this could actually, like, they can put a counter on it, and I think it will die. Its protection only is damage, equip, / enchant, block, and target, and this doesn't actually do any of those things, so it is theoretically possible that it randomly blows up Master. That's fine. We fought like hell for this match, and if they want to waste their time, that's okay. There they go. Post-combat. The goddess has arrived. There is only one god in this channel, and it is Thassa. Alright, good luck, opponent. Do something, because I don't think that you have it. I think that I'm safe, and that you are going to die. But probably in my upkeep, if there's a possibility I may want to use this in the upkeep, so we'll put a stop anyway. Yeah, alright, sure. You choose whatever you want to choose. You put an aim counter. You will randomly destroy one thing. You might randomly destroy Master Waves, but it won't matter because I should have enough mana to just make Thassa and something else unblockable and kill you. You can go up to 6 life, but that's not going to be relevant. Your attacks are not going to kill me because I have way more than enough stuff to block. So they chose Master, Brazen Borrower, Nykthos, and Hypnotic Sprite. Okay. So which one died? Brazen Borrower? Okay. No, Hypnotic Sprite. Yeah, this is fine. Put it on top. They have absolutely nothing here, so they conceded. Okay. Begin sideboarding. That match was like an hour long for game, or no, it was a half hour for like game 1. Fuck. Insane. All right. So do we have anything that's actually like terribly great against them? I don't think so. I think that we're just hoping that, you know, we don't lose all of our lands and die. Master Waves looked great. I think most of these cards are actually pretty good. I guess maybe Mystical Dispute could come in, but I really think that this is pretty close to how we won it already. Their plan seemed hell-bent on trying to blow up our lands. And I don't think that it's gonna, like, I guess maybe Dispute just as like a cancel for like Chandra or something could be relevant. We're on the draw though, and like they can just turn 3 a Chandra with like a Llanowar Elves, so it's not really that good. Actually, maybe Hypnotic Sprite is not particularly great. It looks like most of their important spells are 4 mana. You know, maybe this does something. I mean, this does have flying, but it's also very vulnerable to Chandra, as we saw, so like It's vulnerable, and it doesn't counter a lot of important stuff, so I think maybe Mystical Dispute will be slightly better, but I think it's very close between the two. Whatever, we'll do this. We'll do this and hope for the best. I don't know what possessed the opponent to want to play like 4-mana Ponza in Pioneer, but sure, if that's what floats their boat. Yeah, like thinking about it, like Modern, like all of the good like land disruption effects are 3-mana. So if you go turn 1 Dork, or you know, you can either play like a Birds of Paradise or like in Utopia Sprawl. Your goal is like turn 2 to play something like Mags of the Moon or Blood Moon or Stone Rain or something like that. But here they're all 4 mana, so like turn 3 is like the earliest that you're gonna start blowing up lands, and by that point, I don't know, it might be too slow. You're probably like not. I don't know. I have a hard time imagining how this is beating a lot of decks. Like, it's not even that good against like Lotus Field because you can't blow up the Lotus Field with it. It has hexproof, so it's kind of a strange choice. So this is not a terribly great hand, but it has like 1,000,000 mana in it. And if their plan is going to be to blow this up, then yeah, if they want to blow up our lands, we have a lot of them. Plus we can scry into action with this, so we can go like well into Omen of the Sea, and I'm hoping that'll be good enough. I don't need to stop in my turn. Okay. Alright, well let's get our island and then Witching Well. Nykthos is not going to be terribly good, however Trickster I think will be. Pass. So I'm going to try to play out the Castle Vantresses as quickly as possible because I don't want them to get crumbled to dusted. Okay, that's kind of scary. Alright, so they have like a slightly more aggressive plan in this game. It has hexproof. I can't really block it right now, so I guess our plan is to hopefully get to a point where you can like, okay, Heart's Desire. You know what? I could have also trickstered this thing in the upkeep. Well, that's bad. Like their plan looks a lot, you know, better right now. Yeah, I'm not blocking this thing, so but I think I need the Devotion on the board. Just Master of Waves is kind of what we need right now. Oh, that's terrible. I don't think either of those are actually helping us right now. Fuck. Alright, well, I'm not going to attack because, like, I don't... If I attack, then that means they get 2 extra damage in right now, and I am not the beatdown by any means. However, next turn Yorion can come online and, like, maybe do something. As long as they don't blow up a land, but they could actually do that right now, so... I don't think them blowing up a land is what's relevant right at the moment. It's the fact that they have, like, you know, 10 power in play at the moment, and we have 2. That's what's really hurting us. Like, they may as well have just not cast a spell this turn. It doesn't make much difference. Okay. I guess we're killing off this Llanowar elf. Now we can't stop drawing land, so... Alright, I don't know what other choice we have. Fuck! We just keep getting super flooded here. That actually is sort of helpful. So if I bounce the human, I can use the trickster to bounce the human and then block here. Or if I just bounce the Lovestruck Beast, I can block this. That's probably the safest thing to do. It buys me the most amount of time. I don't have anything else relevant to do at the moment. I guess Yorion can, like, potentially slow them down a little bit. If they blow up this Nykthos, then it's lights out. Master Waves could also be fine if we can find it in time, so... Yeah, if, again, Nykthos would have to not die, and Master Waves would have to come out next turn. Okay. Let's go to 4. Hopefully this just means that it's just Lovestruck Beast, because that's, like, the best hope that we have. Wicked Wolf, oh, that's bad. Alright, so Master Waves or bust, I think. I don't think Gadwick does it here. We could draw one card and, like... No, drawing a card doesn't do anything here. We lose. Yeah, we just flooded hard, so... Our plan was, you know, it kind of sucked. It still looks like all of their important stuff is like 4 mana, so... I think we'll be a little bit better on the play. I don't want to lose to this deck. I feel like this is a deck that we should be able to beat. So, I don't feel like super threatened by it. I guess it's just a matter of whether they have like the super aggro curves like that. If they have that and we have like a shitty hand, then sure, we can lose. But I think in general this is probably a fine match. We just need to not have a terrible starting hand. That was kind of a risky keep there that game, so I don't know, maybe we should have mulliganed. I didn't expect them to like come out swinging like that, so I mean, Lovestruck Beast might be something they sided in. I don't know. I mean, we didn't really, yeah, like in game 1, like their creatures just seemed mostly like dinks, but now they seem like a serious threat. So, this hand is sort of okay. I guess I'm gonna keep this. It's not like amazing or anything, but I could have also played Castle Vantress. I mean, I'm definitely gonna play it next turn though. Yeah. So it might be worth trading this Ballista for this elf. Are you fucking kidding me? Every time. You know what? I am gonna do that because I really want to slow them down. And I think this has the best chance of doing it. This way, they're not going to play a 3-drop this turn. That's interesting. I don't, well, okay, so if I draw Sidisi's Faithful, I don't really want to play that right now, so... I guess I'm just going to play Omen of the Sea in their end step. Probably try to draw more mana. But if this Nykthos doesn't seem very safe. I don't know, like, I don't have, like... There's a lot of ways this can go wrong right now. Like these are not the cards I wanted to draw, for sure. They can remove a counter from this to... They can go up to 4 mana this turn if they play a land and then, like, theoretically blow up one of mine. This eventually is just going to become a 3/4. Guess maybe they don't have a third land. That would be nice. Where they could have like a lot of really cool 4-drops and they're just debating, you know, which one they want to play first. Which that would not be nice. I don't know. I guess we're going to find out. I don't like having to expose this Nixthos to crumble to dust. Ooh, alright. So it looks like maybe no third land, so that's interesting. I guess we're taking some damage here. Alright, Omen, do something. Bottom? I need to draw lands. Alright, that's good. So here's a good question. Oh, do we play Gw, try to draw a card and trade with this thing maybe? I think that's not a terrible proposition. There's no guarantee that we're going to continue to do so, or to draw stuff. Alright. We might get to a point where Yorion just like blinks a bunch of Omen of the Seas. Or you know what? Yeah, we can't like tap these things down with this because it has hexproof on their turn, so I'm kind of inclined, like, I don't want to trade with it yet. They cycle. Okay, so they're digging for lands badly, which means we play a land, play Omen, then play Yorion, and then blink 2 Omens, draw 2 cards. That seems pretty good. Okay, so we might actually win this because they're getting mana screwed. Now, what do you got for 2? Elf? Okay. They did find a land. I guess the question is it too late? If I play Omen, then I have 4 or 5 devotion. I can play Yorion. No, we don't need more lands. We have enough. It's sort of fine. This is fucking awesome. This is exactly why we wanted this card. Okay. Sure, Gw, and then drawing 2, huh? I don't think I really care about either of these. I want good cards. That's sort of bad actually if they have Crumble to Dust. Bottom and I think top. That's really tempting, actually. Is this you know what? I'm gonna do it because there's a chance that, you know, if we just untap with this board state, we might just crush them. We can just make a bajillion mana, play Gw, draw a bajillion cards, play a bajillion things, and then that should be good enough. So we have 7 devotion right now. So 8, 9, or no, actually we can have like 14 mana as is if nothing goes away. So Okay, what are you going to do here, opponent? Even if they blow up Nykthos, it's not actually that bad. Okay, they blow up Nykthos. That's fine. So that means our board state's gonna stay here. We can play another Nykthos and then 5, 6, 7 mana. So we have 9 mana for next turn to figure out what we want to do with. And I also have the option of holding up this Omen of the Sea, because then I can use it to tap down like this Channeler thing. So we only have 4 minutes and 30 seconds left. We're winning on time. And I think our board state is far enough ahead where we might be okay here. Okay, Heart's Desire, that's not a big deal. So they can't attack, that's good. So, let's see, how do we go about doing this? I think I probably want to tap something with this Omen next turn. So the other option is I could play this Leyline and then like do this stuff on their turn. I already have a ton of cards. I like the idea of getting in an attack for 7. Right. I don't really need to draw that many cards right now. So I could play, yeah, 7 mana and then play like Leyline and Thassa's Oracle. This might still be better as a blocker though. I guess I'm gonna attack with. I'll attack with Gadwick. They want to. You know, if they want to trade with Gadwick, that's actually okay. Then post combat, that's 2. Oh, we have 4. I mean, we can still play it with 1. That's fine. This would still take a significant threat off the board right now. I am okay with this. That's a great card to have drawn. Alright, so I can use Omen of the Sea this turn to just tap down their creature before it attacks. If I'm even concerned about it. Okay, sure. Stomping Ground. I still have to play quickly though, because I think we're winning, but we need to not like lose on time, so. So I don't think they're making any attacks. Attacking does not seem really smart for them right now, so let's just play Omen. We'll tap down the Courser. I don't know, it doesn't really make much of a difference. Bottom, top. I mean, that should be enough, right? So 5, 6, 7, 8. Alright. So how do we do this first? I don't have enough mana to play Leyline first. I could play Thassa's Oracle first, and that makes more sense actually. So what is the best card? I think drawing another Gadwick. This is going to be a very big get dunked on moment. We'll use our mana and we'll just, yeah, scry. Sure. Good luck, opponent. So there are 23 elementals in play and they're all 3/2, so 23 times 3, like, there is nothing they can play, I think, that's going to kill me, right? I don't know what they could have, but I think this, like, is just definitely going to kill them. They can cast, like, 1, maybe 2 spells. You want to Bramble Crush my Nykthos, go for it. Chandra is not going to do dink. Protection from red is better than Pyromaster. Master of Waves about to get all up in that ass. You can exile whatever you want. It is not going to help you. Okay, so sure, let's go for like maximum stupid here. So we can draw 6 cards, that's fine. I would like to keep that one. No, alright, let's do it. This has got to be the thumbnail for sure. Oh my god. Fuck it. We're gonna get in the most amount of damage possible. Alright, how much is it gonna be? Please let me know the damage. Don't concede. Let me see how much this is gonna be. No! Okay, well, we set a new record. -92 damage with Master. Fuck, that was beautiful. Okay, well, I mean, that was fun. It only took almost 4 hours. Jesus Christ. We actually got to see Yorion do its thing with, like, blanking, you know, Omen of the Seas and drawing us a bunch of cards, so I think Hypnotic Sprite did okay. I guess maybe the only thing I would consider is maybe we need to tweak the sideboard a little bit to have, like, maybe some more flexible counterspells or something. Right now, like, yeah, I don't know, maybe we don't need, like, you know, 6 pieces of the Graveyard Hate here. Like, these are really good against Delirium, but, like, I guess these are good against the Breach deck, but maybe just more counterspells would be better, like Negate or even Disallow or something like that. Essence Scatter, like something. I don't know. I feel like we needed a little bit more help in some of those scenarios, but like what, the mono black deck was a little bit tough, and I'm not sure how exactly we go about fixing that. I don't know. I think there's ways to like do it. We certainly have cards that can help. Maybe I don't have an idea for this right now. I'd have to like go through and really evaluate this, but I think this is pretty close. Like, I was pretty happy with this. We saw Faithful did some useful work. Yeah, these are fun. Yeah, like I said, the sprite did okay. I think this was good, but just wow. All right, so when like Master of Waves is hitting multiple times, it's just really good. And Yorion has also like bailed us out too. So yeah, so we had a couple scenarios where just casting Yorion was like the clear way to try to progress the game forward, and it definitely like gave us a chance to like draw out of, you know, the behind position and, you know, just really put our foot on the gas. So I was happy with it. I don't think yeah, like I said, I don't think much of the main deck needs to be really changed. I think this is good enough, but no. So yeah, 3-2 is not terrible. We beat the Breach deck. We beat the Land Destruction deck, and what was the other one that we beat? Oh yeah, we beat that like mono black trading post deck on time. So our losses were to like the Jeskai Fires deck, which fucking goddamn it. Yeah, that's a match where like negate really seems like it could be reasonable. And what was the other one? Oh yeah, the Heliod, like not the mono white Heliod. This time it was like mostly a green Heliod deck that was just splashing for it. So like, yeah, whatever. Heliod and Ballista are just like terrible for us to deal with most of the time. I think we saw like a little bit of work out of Ballista. I think I probably could have used it a lot better against the control deck, but I don't know. This card seems fine. It's just like an extra payoff card to like actually win the game when we have Nykthos out. So keeping our deck dense with things like, you know, Gw and Ballista and Master of Waves that win the game when you have like a bajillion devotion seems like a good idea. So, you know, Thassa did some pretty good work. Even Caliph like got in there a little bit, so yeah, I don't know, I was pretty happy with this. Yeah, like I said, the only thing I'm not happy about is that we have been doing this for almost 4 hours because, oh my god, I do not have this like energy in me most of the time. But so please, if you watch this whole thing, please give it a big thumbs up. You know, show me that there's somebody out there that's like, you know, going through this with me, that, you know, all this wasn't for nothing. I want to know what you think. Like, how have your Pioneer games been going? Have you been playing like Yorion, or are you playing like a more traditional list? Also, what do you think is going to happen on Monday? I'm curious. Like, or if you watched this video after Monday, let me know like what you thought about whatever is going to happen. So until next time, take it easy, everybody. Thank you for watching.